Collecting success. What makes a collector? Welcome, everybody. This is Brick Artemis. Today, we are going to have a little bit more of a serious conversation, a serious video to do with the collecting success journey, what makes a collector, and, the community. So, first off, I just want to say the collecting definition is as so. A collector is a person who collects things of a specific type professionally or as a hobby. So that being said, it doesn't matter how many figures or how many, whatever you're collecting, whether it be coins, baseball cards, comic books, Lego, it doesn't matter how much you have. If you consider yourself a collector, if you have more than one, you are a collector. That is not just an opinion. If I go to, let's say a friend comes over, or we're just having a conversation over, eating dinner, having a burger, bite to eat. And I say, hey, I'm starting to collect, comic books. Oh, cool. What do you have? Well, I just went out and last week and I got the new Spider-Man, run, and I got a couple issues from that. And then I bought a Hulk. Oh, nice. Yeah, I really want to start collecting these. And so I went ahead and started. And I think I'm going to continue doing so. You are now a collector. You're beginning your collecting journey. And if you're in the beginning of the process of your collecting journey, you're a collector. You're not a collector when you're done, which means you're also not a collector when you're in the middle. You're a collector when you decide to be a collector. And that is within you, within your mind. Okay? Not your friends, not your YouTube channels, but you. You're a collector. I also want to kind of talk about I think every YouTuber out there means well. I truly do. I truly do believe that every YouTuber out there means well. I don't think anybody's trying to personally harm the community. I will say that. However, if I am talking to an audience, if I'm talking to a chat, if I'm talking to friends, and I want people to listen to what I have to say, right? The Lego guy, I'll say it. If I want people to listen to me, I'm not going to tell them they're not collectors. Okay, so if I say that a certain YouTube channel is not a collector because they don't have 100 figures a week, okay? That's like me saying to the chat, 90% of the chat, that they're not collectors either. So stop watching. That's what I get out of it. And I think that's wrong. I think that everybody should be welcome, whether they have 1 figure, 3 figures, 10 figures, 1,000 figures. It's the way the community works. It's how you build a community, right? I've got 2 figures, let's say. And I want to get to know more about the figures, not necessarily the community just yet. I want to know about the figures. What should I buy next? What's coming out next? What are these people's thoughts? For example, you might have a live stream where you have a veteran who's been collecting for 10 years, somebody who's been collecting for 5, and maybe somebody who's just started. That's perfect. That's perfect because you get a variety of different beliefs and what you feel, right, toward that figure. So now this new person has somebody to relate to, the newbie, or the guy that's only been collecting for a year or so, right? He's also got the opinion of people who've been around for a while, people that might know a little bit more about the figure. Okay, now that being said, knowing more about the figure, I'm going to say, before I get into that, I'm going to say, look, I've only been in the Hot Toys hobby for a year and a half. Okay. Doesn't mean I don't know about collecting. I've been in the collecting hobby pretty much my whole life. Collected cards of all kinds, from sports to Pokemon to Yu-Gi-Oh. Collected a lot of cards. I've collected comic books. Okay. I collected comic books from, probably since I got comic books when I was a real little, like little kid, when I was like 7, 8 years old, but I trashed them just like a lot of little kids do. But when I really started collecting, I was probably like 12 years old. I think when the first Spider-Man came out. So maybe 11, 12. And I started collecting Spider-Man comics, and I kept them in, the boxes and the sleeves with the cardboard backs. And I kept those for years, and I continued to collect. I took a hiatus for a few years, and I got back into collecting, started collecting Green Arrow, collected all types of Marvel, really got into the Donny Cates line with Venom, which is more recent. Just a lot of really good stuff. A bunch of different Spider-Man lines and random stuff. I mean, there's like random comics that I got into as well. Like from, IDW or Image. Now, I would say that I don't collect comic books anymore. But that doesn't mean that I was never a collector. Okay? I collected comic books for 11 to probably by the time I was like 30, 32, something like that. So that's a good 20 years of collecting. Does that mean I'm not a true collector because I stopped? Because I decided to change what I collect? For example, people that decide to go from hot toys to statues. Does it mean they're not collectors anymore? No. Does that mean they're never going to buy a Hot Toys figure again? No. That just means that they're able to get statues. If I could get statues and have the space for it, I would. If I had the money for statues, I would. Does that mean I wouldn't buy Hot Toys anymore? No. Does that mean I'm not a Hot Toys collector anymore? No. That just means I collect statues and Hot Toys. It's the same thing, and it's really annoying when people say certain people aren't true collectors because they got into statues, or they stopped collecting Hot Toys for a few months to save money for some bills, or something came up to where the car broke down and now their family of 5 need a new car or a heater, furnace. It's not fair because, as YouTubers, we don't want to give out our personal life on live streams. There's no point to that. So all other people see that like to judge, they stopped collecting. They still their stuff. Dude, what? Then you get into the whole then they shouldn't be in the hobby. You know what I mean? Like, what? Dude, they enjoy it. They're in the hobby when they can be in the hobby. They're not in the hobby when they can't be. It's just like if you like to go paintballing or golf or snowboarding, skiing. Like, some days you can go out and afford it and some days you can't. Okay? Like some days you might want to take your kid out instead and buy him a huge Christmas gift, because that's what parents do. Okay? So I went from comic books. I mean, I did cards. I also did Funko Pops and Lego and arcade machines. It's fun. Sports memorabilia. It's fun. It's fun to start collecting something new. Sometimes you fall out of it, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes you slow it down. Does that mean I was never a Funko Pop collector? Does that mean I'm not a Lego collector because I do Lego and Hot Toys? Does that mean I'm the Lego guy, even though I've got all these Hot Toys behind me that I've gotten in less than a year and a half? Pretty sure I'm both. And it really does bother me too when we feel like we can't speak upon that. When we feel like certain things might be shot toward us as a YouTuber or as a collector or as somebody in the chat that doesn't even have a YouTube. that something is shot toward us, even though it's not directly, right? We get hit by the ricochet. And then it messes up the community. And then you get people in the chat. Sometimes are for those people. And that's fine. It is to have your opinion on that. But I think we all just need to realize there are different types of collectors. There are Star Wars Hot Toys collectors. There are Marvel collectors, DC collectors. Maybe even just plain out Terminator collectors. And that's fine. You don't have to be a Hot Toys collector, or you don't have to buy everything that's released to be a true collector. Collect your way. Collect in your own way. It doesn't matter. It's your collection. If I have 10 of them, that's my collection. If I have 40 of them, that's my collection. If I have 250, that's my collection. It's simple as that. Now, going into what I was talking about before. You know, we have some people who have many, many figures from years down the road. And they know more about Hot Toys than, let's say, me. I'll put myself out there. And that's very true. 100%. 100%. Does that mean that they know more about an announcement than I do? Absolutely not. No. Does not mean that somebody knows more about Artisan than I do because it's new. Okay? Figures that are coming out today are new. So that person who's been around for 10, 20 years or whatever, it's it's a new figure today. So whether you're new to the community or new to collecting Hot Toys or not, you know about that figure just as much. Okay? Now, you might not be able to compare that figure, such as an Iron Man or a Batman, to an older one, a Spider-Man. But I'm going to say this. I want to hear more about that. I want to see more about the comparisons to those people than hearing them complain about newer collectors that shouldn't be YouTubers or who are YouTubers first. Because it's not fair. It's not fair to the community, and it's not fair to your chat or other people's chats. It's just not, because there are people watching that want to know about the figures and not the drama that is created in the community. It's fun. It's fun to listen to. Okay. But let's talk about the figures here. The complaints on this person shouldn't be talking because they haven't been around long enough. They don't know the difference. Well, tell me the damn difference. Make that your video. Because you, people out there that have been around for forever, and some of you do. This is not to everybody. Trust me. But to you that have been around for a while complaining about people who are YouTubers first, I want to see that from you because you guys have the advantage to be great. To be great for the community, for the hobby. But instead, they go and do this and choose not to be great. You have a chance to compare an old Scarlet Witch to the new ones coming out. You have a chance to compare Iron Man and Batman's and not just put them side by side. But I'm talking like really talking about the differences with the joints and the material, paint applications, how far they've come. Let's talk about that. Let's make it fun. Let's talk about that, not just for people in, the viewers, but like people like myself. Like I want to see that because I want to learn too. It doesn't mean I'm a YouTuber first. I'm a collector first, which put me into the YouTube hobby. And yes, YouTube is a hobby. But I was a collector first. I was not a YouTuber first and became a collector. Okay. Now, that being said, I might have been collecting other things when I became a YouTuber. But as a YouTuber, you start to learn more about different things, statues, hot toys, and you want to start collecting something new and be a part of that community. I think this community is by far the greatest community out there. I truly, truly do. And I worry that there are people who are trying to ruin it. And to be frank, I'm not afraid to say that. I know a lot of people don't want to get involved. I don't either. I don't want to be put in the middle, and I don't want things that I said to become like an issue to where my name is called out. And that, but if it happens, it happens. Like, I literally came into this community saying the Lego guy. Like, I'm the Lego guy. My name is Brick Artemis. I get that. But I have fun in this community. I have fun being a collector. A collector of hot toys. As well as other things. And I'm sure all these other people that maybe just have 8 Spider-Man figures and nothing else enjoy collecting Spider-Man. But also enjoy listening and hearing about other things. Does that mean you should not be a YouTuber? Absolutely not. Because the community is about bringing new people in. And if you want to be on a live stream with me, if you want to be on a live stream with whoever, sure, why not? Get difference of opinion, get some fun, get some, it shouldn't just be hate. And, the community overall is amazing. I recently came out with a video on Spider-Man, and I had about 30 people who I reached out to, who I never really even talked to, make a video for me. I won't say their names. Go watch the video. And there are some big names out there. There are also smaller names out there. And that just shows the community's strength and the love for one another. So we don't need a cancer within the community. It's sad. Collecting success is what you make it. It's how you make it. You're the collector. You choose your path. Don't let these streamers choose your path. Don't let me choose your path. Collect what you want. Collect what you love. As goofy as that is, because a lot of people say it's true. Collect what means, what matters to you, what means the most to you. Or, if you just think it's cool, get it. If you can. If you can't, you can still admire it. I love this community. And I hope this doesn't tarnish anything and make it weird. But it's been thoughts in my mind for months now. For months. And people getting picked on and bullied. It's not right. Fellow YouTubers getting bullied and picked on YouTube. And not much is being done about it. It's ridiculous. And there's a reason why certain people aren't involved with the rest of the community. There's a reason why people talk. It's because they do stuff like that. Nothing more. I might not stream with everybody, but that doesn't mean I have something against that person or they have something against me. There's schedules. There's bonds and friendships that people make, which is perfectly fine. We've all been to school. We've been through it. But we all love each other and we all root for each other. That's the way I see it. So what is collecting success to you? What is this community to you?